Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Broku. Today is another review of the Black Clover manga. This week's chapter is Black Clover 270, titled Together. Now, I do want to say that, I'm probably going to wait another week, and so I'm not going to post, not spoilers, but the panels of this chapter in this review, just because of Shueisha and giving out all these copyright strikes that are against fair use. So, basically, I think next week should be fine. By then, the strike that I counter-issued should be given back to me, and then Shueisha will probably go back to normal until a few months from now when they go back to their bullshit and they start doing it again, because it's a multiple times a year thing where they randomly decide to go and issue copyright strikes. But yeah, I'm going to give my review, my summary, my analysis, but I'm going to leave out pretty much any panels. I mean, there's probably going to be one in the thumbnail, but for some reason, Shueisha never really cares about the thumbnail. It's about the actual contents of the video. So yeah, sorry about that. So I don't know what I'll have in the background. Maybe some Court Tonight's gameplay. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to get my review. And one thing I do want to mention, guys, is that I am a personal trainer. So if you want to hire me as an online personal trainer, my link below is in the description. With that being said, let's just get into it. So yeah, not a lot of people, most of you guys didn't really care, but there was a few of you guys that got really heated last week saying that I was clickbaiting because I said that Asta defeated his devil. Now, I said that in the title, and then I also believe I put a question mark, which also makes that more of a question, not a statement. And then also, in the actual review itself, I said that Asta probably won the fight, but it's possible the fight isn't over. So, a lot of people, not a lot, some, got on their nerves, and they got really mad because, like, nope, Asta he didn't win yet. This is clickbait. Anyways, the chapter picks up where it lets off, and Asta essentially just did the death thrust on Lib, and Asta says, I win. What happens next is basically Lib gets binded. He gets a collar around his neck with the devil runes, and then he gets chained to the ground. Nox says, well done. The preparations for the devil binding ritual are now complete. You'll be able to make a contract with the devil from a position of total dominance. Make the devil your servant, then you can use his power at will. The devil has no right to refuse. Just think, obey me. Since you do, the devil will serve you as your familiar, obeying all your orders and observing the rules you set. That is the path you should take in order to become the ultimate warrior. Then Asta says, I see. In that case, be my friend. Lib is shocked. And then Asta's like, what? Devils don't even know what friends are? See, friends are, you work together as equals. And then Nox says, wait, are you attempting to make an equal contract with that devil? Asta says, yes. He says, I said so before we fought. He's the reason I've been able to fight all this time. It's just, even though we've been together all along, I didn't know anything. I want to know more about him. I'll start by making friends. He says, what are you talking about? You have no guarantee that devil will listen to you. There's absolutely no merit in a contract like that. And he says, no. This guy wasn't fighting seriously in the first place. He kept saying, kill, and stuff, but he was holding back. Now, again, this goes back to a video I made last week of why Asta was able to defeat him. And that's one of the reasons I said, is that Liebe was holding back. And I basically said that. Some people was like, no, it's still bullshit. But this, again, confirms Asta even knew that Liebe was holding back. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense that Asta won this battle. But he says, you're the type who can't kill people, aren't you? You can hate or be sad for somebody else's sake, right? In that case, we can get along. That's why I want us to be equal. And then he said this isn't a ritual for devil binding, it's devil friending. And then Modello and his other devil companions show up. They call that kid a moron. And basically, Asta's talking to Lib, and he's like, we want to take down the same people. We might as well work together and crush the bad guys. And it's funny is, Liebe says, you really are a total idiot. And he says, I don't know whether destiny exists. But I like how it emboldens destiny, because Asta's whole life has been heavily affected by fate and destiny, especially when we get the words from Vanessa in the previous arc. So, yeah. And this also does give 100% confirmation that Lisita is Asta's mother. Now, there was a very small portion of the fandom that was thinking this wasn't, and I really don't get how people thought that. I was totally against it. I was like, yeah, this is 99.9% sure this is his mom. It just, everything adds up. And then, yes, Liebe pretty much admits it. And they give the name, they shake hands, they standing up, and they really are the same height. And then they both get essentially a tattoo, a devil's mark on their arm. Asta's is on black, and it is kind of the inverse for Liebe. It's in white, because he has a black arm. And then Asta now has his arm back. And then Noct comes. He says, the contract is complete. And he's like, that was a very unprecedented contract. And basically said, you chose right, but also people who are right aren't always necessarily rewarded. And so he's like, nope, now you have to get stronger. And then Noct essentially like infuses with his devil and gets like a devil form. And he's like, in order to keep yourself from losing to unjust evil, from this point on, what you call training begins in earnest. Both of you come at me and defeat me. So now Asta and Liebe have to come at and defeat Noct. Now, in this form, he looks cool. He has like essentially the devil's claw like Asta did in his berserk form. His horns are bigger. He has now a fur coat, which looks pretty cool. He almost looks like he has a hat. And also, he has a tail. You can barely see that. The comic bubble does get in the way, but he does have a tail. And I'm really wondering here, depending on what kind of how now Asta's power works, he really should be able to defeat Noct. Like, it shouldn't be that crazy of a thing, because Noct admitted he cannot defeat the Dark Triad. But Asta, when he fought 80% Dante with these body magic amping his physical stats, sure, was he fast enough? No. Overall, he was slower, but he's still relative because he was able to use essentially the little bit of devil power that Liebe gave him at the time to cut and destroy the Singularity. He was able to damage him with a sword when he used Yame's katana, and he was incredibly weak at the point. Now imagine if he paired that power, using true devil power in his arm, with the 3-horn berserk black form, and then also starts the fight at full stamina and not injured, then he should be able to beat Noct if Noct is weaker than Dante. But I don't know. I think that it's going to be like Asta and Liebe have to work together, and then they'll be able to use the power. At first, they'll probably struggle, and then once they like finally figure out how to work out together, they will probably just destroy Noct. Yeah, I think this is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to the next chapter, seeing that fight, because I really want to see more of Noct's magic. What we know is devil users have multiple magic types. They have their own magic type, then they have the magic type of their devil. Now, if you do look at this, it looks like Noct infused with one of his devils, the one that kind of looks like a dog. And does this mean he only is infused with one right now? Or can he only infuse with one at a time? Or what? Like, how does it work? I really want to see that. And then again, we know he has multiple devils, at least 4. Although you could argue 5, but it's definitely at least 4. And with that, does he now have 5 magic types? Because he really should, if that's how devil users work. If you have your own magic type, then the magic type of the devil that you're in contract with, then Noct should have 5. So we've seen his shadow magic. I want to know what either his magic is, or the magic of his devil, or the other devils. I want to see some of his cool spells. I want to see how he fights in a just straight up one-on-one fight, because while he did just pretty much no-diff a Dark Disciple in Dante's base, it was more so an act of espionage. But still, I want to see this. It looks really exciting coming up. I think that we will see Asta using the anti-magic in a greater way than he ever has. I think he might get into access to the 3-horn berserk black form, and I think he will in the end stomp Noct, and Noct will probably respect him a lot more in the end. But yeah, I'm liking Noct a lot so far. I just now want to see him in a full-on fight, and I want to know more about him. Like, why was he like a member of the Grey Deer, and now he's like completely different now? And then like he has different magic. I mean, no, he probably has different magic because of devils, but is he like what happened to make him have 4 different devils? I hope we get more information on that. But I also just want to see the fight too, so that's really exciting, just coming in the future. But yeah, I think that's kind of pretty much it for the video. I think that Asta, once he kind of figures out his new power, will pretty much clap Noct. He kind of has to, if Noct cannot defeat the Dark Triad, and Asta is supposed to defeat the Dark Triad. But yeah, this chapter confirms that Lisita is Asta's mom, just like it was pretty much already basically a fact. But yeah, great way. I love that Asta wants to work together with Liebe. I think part of it is key. He can tell that Liebe is probably a good guy because of being able to read his key. And I love how Liebe's wings in this chapter, it looks like Asta's wings in the black form. And I'm wondering how Liebe got the wings. So remember when he was like a little kid, I don't think he had the wings. And also, some of the devils that would beat up on Lib in the underworld, they didn't have wings. And from what we've seen is usually the high-ranking devils have wings. So is Liebe maybe a high-ranking devil and he just got fucked over? Like, he's like the son of a high-ranking devil, he just wasn't born with magic, and that's why. So yeah, I want to see why he has wings, or if he just grew them because of his anti-magic power that manifested. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this review. Let me know your thoughts down below. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...